Seaside Village was a place of salty air and exciting tales. The villagers whispered about the old lighthouse on the cliff. They said it was haunted. Jack, a young boy with a thirst for adventure, lived in Seaside Village. He loved listening to the stories, but he never believed them. Ghosts in a lighthouse? Jack chuckled. He knew better. Jack had a loyal companion, a scruffy but clever dog named Rusty. Rusty was always by Jack's side, tail wagging, ready for an adventure. "Ghosts, Rusty?" Jack would say, scratching Rusty behind the ears. "What a load of old codswallop." Rusty would bark in agreement, his tongue lolling out in a doggy grin. One sunny afternoon, Jack and Rusty were playing by the harbour. Some older boys were boasting about their daring plans. They were going to sneak up to the lighthouse. It was going to be spooky. Jack scoffed. He wasn't afraid. He decided to prove it. "I'll go to the lighthouse," Jack declared, puffing out his chest. The older boys laughed. "Not you. You're too chicken," one of them jeered. Jack's cheeks burned with indignation. "I am not," he retorted. "I'll go tonight, at sunset." As the sun began its descent, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, Jack felt a shiver of excitement, not fear. He told his worried grandmother he was going for a walk with Rusty. Of course, he didn't mention the lighthouse. He wouldn't want to worry her. With Rusty bounding ahead, Jack made his way towards the cliff. The air grew colder, carrying the salty tang of the sea and the mournful cries of gulls. The abandoned lighthouse loomed above him, its white paint peeling, its windows like empty eyes. Jack swallowed, his earlier bravado fading slightly. He was determined to go through with it, though. He wouldn't be a scaredy cat. The lighthouse door creaked open with a groan, its hinges protesting loudly as if disturbed after years of slumber. The air was thick with the scent of forgotten memories and neglect. Dust motes danced in the last rays of the setting sun, painting the interior in an eerie glow. The light filtered through the grimy windows, casting long shadows on the floor. Jack cautiously stepped inside, Rusty sticking close to his heels. The old floorboards creaked under their weight, echoing through the empty space. The air inside was thick with the smell of dampness and decay, a testament to the years of abandonment. Cobwebs hung from every corner, and the only sounds were the creaking of the old building and the beating of Jack's heart. The silence was almost deafening. "See, Rusty," Jack whispered, trying to sound brave. His voice barely broke the stillness, as if the walls themselves were listening. "Nothing but an old, dusty lighthouse," he reassured himself, though his heart raced with every step. They climbed the winding staircase, each step groaning in protest. The spiral seemed endless, winding up into the shadows. Jack held his breath, half expecting a ghostly figure to appear at the top of the stairs, but there was nothing, only the silence and the shadows. The staircase led to a small, circular room at the top of the lighthouse. The room was bathed in a soft, golden light from the setting sun. A dusty table stood in the center, and a single chair sat next to it, as if waiting for its occupant to return. The room felt frozen in time, a silent witness to the past. Section 4, The Lighthouse Keeper's Journal. Jack's eyes fell upon a leather-bound journal lying on the table, its cover worn and edges frayed from years of use. He picked it up, blowing off the dust that had settled over time, revealing the intricate design on the cover. The pages were brittle with age, the ink faded but still legible, telling tales of a bygone era. "What's this, Rusty?" he murmured, flipping through the pages, each one filled with the keeper's meticulous handwriting. The journal belonged to the former lighthouse keeper, a man dedicated to his solitary duty. He wrote about his life, his loneliness, and his unwavering duty to keep the light burning bright, guiding ships safely to shore. As Jack read, he became captivated by the keeper's words, feeling the weight of the responsibility that had been shouldered alone. He felt a sense of connection to this man from the past, as if their lives were intertwined by the lighthouse's beacon. One entry in particular sent shivers down Jack's spine, a chilling revelation that hinted at a deeper mystery. "The light is fading," the keeper had written, his words filled with a sense of urgency and fear. "I fear it is losing its power," he continued, the ink smudged as if written in haste. "The legend speaks of 5 crystals hidden that fuel the light. I must find them, for the safety of the seas depends on it. The safety of the seas depends on it," he had written, his words echoing the gravity of his mission. The journal ended abruptly after that entry, leaving Jack with more questions than answers. Jack felt a surge of excitement, a newfound determination to uncover the truth behind the legend. Could the legend be true? He wondered, his mind racing with possibilities. Were there really 5 crystals hidden somewhere waiting to be discovered? And what had happened to the lighthouse keeper? The mystery deepened, and Jack knew he had to find out. Section 5. A flash of light, a crystal's whisper. As if in answer to his thoughts, a soft glow emanated from the journal, casting an ethereal light across the room. Jack gasped, his eyes widening in disbelief as he dropped the book he was holding. It fell to the floor with a thud, but he barely noticed. The glow intensified, swirling around the room like a mini tornado. Rusty, his loyal dog, barked and backed away, clearly unsettled by the sudden change. When the light finally subsided, a small, sparkling crystal lay on the table where the journal had been just moments before. It pulsed with an inner light, casting dancing shadows on the walls, creating an almost hypnotic effect. Jack cautiously approached it, his hand trembling with a mixture of fear, curiosity, and fascination. He had never seen anything like it. As he reached for the crystal, a faint whisper echoed through the room, sending chills down his spine. "Find the others," it seemed to say. "Unite the light." The words hung in the air, filled with a sense of urgency and purpose. The voice, barely audible, seemed to come from the crystal itself, as if it held secrets waiting to be uncovered. Jack felt a cold shiver run down his spine, but it wasn't an unpleasant feeling. It was a sensation of anticipation, of something extraordinary about to unfold. It was a feeling of excitement, of being on the verge of something incredible, something that could change everything. For a brief moment, the lighthouse's light flickered back to life, casting a powerful beam across the dark sea. It blazed across the sea, a beacon of hope in the gathering darkness, a sign that perhaps he was on the right path. Then, just as quickly, it faded again, leaving Jack in the darkness with a pulsing crystal and a mystery to solve. The room was silent, but the sense of adventure had only just begun. Section 6. The mystery unfolds. Jack stared at the crystal in his hand. It was warm to the touch and seemed to vibrate with a hidden energy. The lighthouse keeper's words echoed in his mind. 5 crystals, hidden, fuel the light. He now held one of them, but where were the others, and what did it mean to unite the light? Looking around the dusty old room, Jack realized that this was no ordinary lighthouse. It held a secret, a mystery that had been hidden for years. And he, Jack, had stumbled right into the middle of it. He slipped the crystal into his pocket, its warmth a comforting presence against his leg. "Looks like we've got a mystery to solve, Rusty," he said, scratching Rusty behind the ears. Rusty barked in agreement, his tail wagging excitedly. He loved a good adventure as much as Jack did. Section 7. A promise of more adventures. Leaving the lighthouse, Jack felt a surge of excitement. He was no longer just a boy from Seaside Village. He was an explorer, a seeker of lost treasures. He had a crystal in his pocket, a mystery to unravel, and a loyal dog by his side. What more could he ask for? As they walked away from the looming silhouette of the lighthouse, the first stars were beginning to appear in the darkening sky. Jack looked up at them, a smile spreading across his face. He had a feeling this was just the beginning of a much bigger adventure. "Come on, Rusty," he said, his voice full of anticipation. "We've got 4 more crystals to find." Rusty barked happily and bounded ahead, leading the way into the unknown. The adventure had just begun.